My name's Andrew Morton. I wrote Diana, Her True Story 25 years ago. I've brought it up to date, and I'd like you to read this book and realise what a fun person Diana was. Well, I was writing a biography of Diana, and my main contact was a chap called James Colthurst. At some point he was let into Diana's secret, and the secret was that her life was miserable, lonely and unhappy, and she strongly suspected that her husband was living with another man's wife. And I didn't realise this. I believed in the fairy tale, and at some point, after testing me with a few stories and requests, she said, "Would Andrew like an interview?" Well, here was the world's most famous woman about to give me some information about her life. I thought she'd be telling me about her humanitarian work, her charity work. Not so. It was the most detailed, intimate story that anybody could have imagined. We spoke to her on tape 6 times. James would cycle up to Kensington Palace, take his tape recorder with him. Ostensibly he was there to see her as a friend, and she was sitting in her sitting room, put on the microphone and chat away as she answered my questions.
Did you have any clue when you were writing the book and when you were listening to those tapes about how explosive it was going to be?
Virtually from the first moment I heard the first tape, and I listened to the tape in a working man's cafe in Ruislip in North London, put on a pair of headphones, heard Diana talking about her lonely life, her desperation, her sense of unhappiness, how she wanted out of the royal family, how she and Prince Charles had their relationship had basically collapsed. It was like being admitted into a parallel universe. I was absolutely stunned, so much so that when I spoke to my publisher about it, he said, "Well, is it a con man?" Because he pointed at all the books in his office and said, all these Diana books, and said, "Look, if she's so unhappy, how come she's always smiling?"
Why do you think she retains such a relevance today?
800 million people watched her marriage to Prince Charles at St Paul's Cathedral. 800 million people and change invested part of themselves in watching how this couple progressed in life. And they saw with Diana this innocent young girl brought into this family, and they watched her progress, and it was like a living soap opera.